Hi, this is Sally's Book Club. Listen to great books daily as we curate the finest global reads for you. Today we're exploring the novel Killing the Commendatore, written by Haruki Murakami. Murakami, contemporary Japan's best-selling author, is a perennial Nobel Prize contender and recipient of literary honors including the Prix Goncourt and Franz Kafka Prize. Since the 1996 Chinese publication of Norwegian Wood, his works have reshaped the spiritual landscape of a generation. His popularity endures, with Killing the Commendatore being his latest 7-year masterpiece. The 2017 Japanese release sparked global anticipation by addressing sensitive historical themes like the Nanjing Massacre. Readers eagerly awaited Murakami's approach to these events. This marked a departure from his small happiness style, raising concerns about audience reception of historical themes. That the novel's 700,000 copy first print run quickly dispelled doubts. This reaffirmed Murakami's status as a literary phenomenon. First, the novel's background. Its creation stemmed from social trauma. Post 2011 earthquake, Japan's national psyche demanded artistic response. Witnessing societal wounds, Murakami crafted this novel to confront collective trauma and historical reflection. Now, why Killing the Commendatore? Rest assured, no literal assassination occurs. The title refers to a pivotal painting in the novel, a hidden work by artist Tomohiko Amada. This artwork draws from Mozart's Don Giovanni depicting the commander's stabbing. Murakami's fascination with the opera inspired this metafictional exploration. Thus emerged this literary experiment. That's the creative context. Now to the plot. The 780-page Chinese edition divides into 2 volumes, Manifest Ideas and Shifting Metaphors. The novel uses first-person narration with our protagonist, a 36-year-old portrait painter experiencing marital betrayal, who decides to leave home. He later stays at his friend's father's old house, the former studio of Tomohiko Amada, painter of Killing the Commendatore. Discovering the mysterious painting triggers surreal events. True cave explorations, blending reality and fantasy, he revisits pivotal moments in both his and the painter's lives, achieving spiritual redemption through metaphysical time travel, returning to reality. This work crystallizes Murakami's literary philosophy and historical perspective, arguably his magnum opus. For clarity, we'll analyze the plot through 3 thematic lenses. Part 1's theme, the ennui of low desire society. Our narrator, the 36-year-old portrait painter, initially enjoys domestic bliss. His world collapses when his wife confesses an affair on their 6th anniversary, demanding divorce. Compounded by strained family relations and career stagnation, this existential crisis drives him to abandon his life. He accepts a friend's offer to house-sit Amada's old studio. During 9 months there, he seeks artistic renewal while engaging in affairs with 2 married women. His self-description, a nameless painter, abandoned after 6 years of marriage, estranged from parents, homeless and penniless, just house-sitting for a friend's father. Why create such a protagonist? Beyond authorial preference lies social commentary, 21st century Japan's descent into low-desire society. What defines this phenomenon? Sociologist Kenichi Ome's concept, material comfort coexists with eroded life passion, youth rejecting traditional structures, yet directionless. Meanwhile, Japan faces worsening demographic crises, declining birth rates, solitary living trends, and rapid aging. The protagonist in Killing the Commendatore epitomizes low-desire Japanese masculinity. Through this character, Murakami critiques modern Japan's spiritual malaise. Since Norwegian Wood, Murakami has chronicled youth experiences through autobiographical lenses. Norwegian Wood resonated with Chinese youth by portraying not just cafe culture, but also low-desire generations' existential angst. In Commendatore, Murakami emphasizes all characters bear psychological wounds. Essentially, they grapple with life's meaninglessness. Art 2 explores humanity's darker aspects. The artist's house holds strange absence, no paintings in a painter's studio. Solving this mystery leads to attic discovery. Just covered attic reveals the pivotal painting, Killing the Commendatore. Amada's masterpiece reimagines Mozart's Don Giovanni in 7th century Japan, adding spectral long-faced man witnessing the stabbing. Spoiler alert! Both figures materialize in protagonist reality. This macabre masterpiece triggers profound spiritual awakening. When Agent introduces Mr. Menshiki's portrait commission, the silver-haired neighbor in White Mansion embodies fairy tale charm, gracious, handsome, and mysteriously wealthy. Menshiki serves as psychological doppelganger, the protagonist's idealized self. Simultaneously, another mystery unfolds during nocturnal exploration. I kept hearing strange bell tones coming from the woods behind the house. Investigating the sound led me to discover a sealed cave in the forest. The apparent source. This discovery filled me with persistent anxiety. Note, caves aren't new in Murakami's symbolism. Caves serve as crucial bridges between physical and metaphysical realms in his novels. The protagonist's cave journey mirrors his journey of self-discovery. Events unfolded with eerie predestination, unsolved painting mysteries now compounded by bell sounds and cave enigmas. Menshiki proposed joint cave exploration when I shared my findings. Massive stone blockage at cave entrance required construction crew assistance. After strenuous excavation, we uncovered a circular passageway. The underground chamber revealed an ancient bell, our sole discovery. Bringing the bell to my studio, I wondered, who rang it? Did we unleash something? Menshiki cryptically remarked, this might just be the beginning. Indeed, it was merely the prologue. The cave's opening summoned a 60-centimeter tall stranger matching the painting's Commendatore, freed after decades of entrapment. The Commendatore spoke. In Amada's painting, I lay dying from the sword thrust. He jested, don't assume I'm some ghostly apparition. Trembling, I asked, are you supernatural? I am idea, he clarified, the physical manifestation of Amada's artistic concept. Thus began intermittent dialogues with this flickering metaphysical entity. The Commendatore, both painting subject and narrative linchpin, bridges artistic creation and reality. His existence challenges boundaries between artwork and lived experience. This metaphysical guide propels the protagonist's existential journey. This 60-centimeter figure in Asuka period attire became my 3-inch tofu nickname target. Speaking archaic Japanese with omniscient wisdom, the Commendatore guided me through the painter's past using cryptic revelations. Prophetic hints like expect a morning call or you cannot refuse became routine. Our dialogues blurred reality, transporting me to metaphysical realms. In these visions, I confronted lost loves, my deceased sister, and marital wounds, reliving life's traumas. Through these exchanges, I unraveled both the painting's mystery and my inner darkness. How should we confront humanity's shadow? This forms part two's central inquiry. Consider my philosophical debate with Menshiki about human evil. During cave exploration, Menshiki once stayed alone underground. Later he asked, did you consider leaving me trapped there forever? Shocked, I denied the thought. He confessed, I might have abandoned you. This baseless malice differs from collective evil we'll examine next. The Manjing Massacre discussion exemplifies systemic evil. Through characters, Murakami challenges, single quote, does 400,000 versus 100,000 deaths lessen the atrocity? Though brief, these 10 pages critically confront historical revisionism. They directly challenge Japanese conservatives, minimizing death tolls. Does 100,000 deaths cease being a massacre? Does scale determine criminal accountability? Japanese authorities' rhetoric crumbles under scrutiny. Murakami further explores how power systems distort individuals and erase historical memory. They manipulate civilians into becoming instruments of mass violence through coercion and propaganda. Post-tragedy, perpetrators evade responsibility through calculated ambiguity. This feigned neutrality enables recurring atrocities by blurring moral lines. Here, Murakami dissects the foundations of systemic evil. Part two's narrative continues into the latter metaphorical transformations section. Amada's biography becomes key to unlocking the painting's secrets. Through dialogues, I uncover Amada's wartime experiences, Japan's invasion of China, and Nazi persecution. Menshiki reveals Vienna's anti-Nazi resistance networks. The Commendatore discloses Amada's brother, forced to behead POWs during war, later committing suicide from shame. Amada himself organized failed Nazi assassination attempts in Vienna. Betrayal led to his lover's death and mission failure. The painting's Commendatore possibly mirrors Nazi officers from these events. Amada remains elusive, though his history permeates everything. Only in the final third do I meet the reclusive painter. Part three's theme, assassinating the inner Commendatore. Deciphering Amada's artistic intent becomes crucial. Climax, guided by Amada's son to the dying painter's hospital bed. Mute and fading, yet whenever conscious, his wide eyes betrayed inner torment and unresolved anguish. Some unfinished purpose seemed to sustain his fading life. When Amada's son left, the Commendatore materialized urgently. "Kill me now," he explained Amada's final wish, symbolically rectifying his failure to kill the Nazi officer through artistic recreation. Amada channeled survivor's guilt, his brother's wartime suicide, and lover's sacrifice into this painting's soul. Unearthing the painting unleashed Pandora's box of supernatural events, binding me to Amada's redemption quest. After agonizing deliberation, I consented to the metaphysical execution. If you enjoy our show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share the excitement with others. Every subscription is a boost of motivation for me to keep going. And with the gardener's hoe, sharpened by Amada's son, I struck the fatal blow under the painter's watchful gaze. Amada witnessed everything with wide, unblinking eyes. With final exhale, he closed his eyes as if confirming historical reckoning. The Commendatore's last words, "Kill not me, but the evil father within us all." Our assassination symbolized confronting inner darkness, both Amada's and mine. We had to confront our personal demons through this ritualized violence. The painter's unspoken trauma stemmed from war and survivor's guilt towards loved ones. Though his wish was fulfilled, my inner demons remained unresolved. After completing the symbolic assassination, I began confronting my own existential crisis. This initiated profound self-reflection about my true nature. I realized I'd been maintaining surface-level propriety while denying my shadow self, condemning my wife's infidelity while engaging in affairs with married women myself. The ritual served dual purpose, helping Amada and my own redemption. True awakening required piercing through this metaphysical veil. Assassinating the Commendatore became my path to self-reckoning. Eventually, all metaphorical figures, long-faced man, Commendatore, Menshiki, dissolved. Returning to reality, I sought reconciliation with my wife. She'd given birth. The child's paternity unknown, yet I chose familial commitment. Years later, the painting perished in Tohoku earthquake fires, closing this chapter. Ultimately, this is a story about compassion's transformative power. Murakami argues love and empathy surpass hatred's destructive force. True enlightenment comes through merciful understanding of self and world. This philosophy explains the deliberately warm resolution. Our separation wasn't about infidelity. I'm no moral paragon given my own affairs. Rather, we both recognized our marriage's stagnation, needing change. The cave journey helped rediscover cherished memories and lost self. Confronting my shadow revealed what truly mattered. Thus, I chose reconciliation over perpetual estrangement. In essence, killing the Commendatore offers tender wisdom for urban existential crises, a compassionate roadmap for midlife spiritual journeys. Murakami's message resonates deeply with modern soul searchers. All right, that's the gist of Killing the Commendatore. So what distinguishes this novel from Murakami's previous works? Simply put, this is Murakami's magnum opus, showcasing his expanded narrative ambitions. His 1995 novel, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, first exposed Japanese wartime atrocities in Asia. That same year saw Japan's Great Hanshin earthquake and Tokyo subway sarin attack. These events inspired his story collection After the Quake and nonfiction Underground. Why does Murakami counterbalance historical weight with mundane details? The novel's first half obsesses over bourgeois details: whiskey, jazz records, coffee rituals, initially misleading readers expecting solemn historical treatise. This mirrors modern urbanites' reality. Historical awareness drowned in consumerist haze. We cycle between intermittent remembrance and willful forgetting. Why confront exhausting truths? Because truth demands uncomfortable energy. Murakami's craftsmanship shines through meticulous thematic weaving. The assassination metaphor channels his meditations on past and present. He answers critics through narrative substance rather than rhetoric. Using fiction as historical interrogation, he fulfills public intellectual duty. Rather than direct accusation, he exposes war's psychological scars through ordinary lives. We've now unpacked the novel's content and philosophical core. Finally, let's recap key points, starting with contextual background. Following the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, Murakami witnessed societal trauma, prompting this novel exploring psychological crises and historical reckoning. Second, content overview. The story follows a low-desired society portrait painter who, after marital betrayal, discovers mysterious painter Amada's killing the Commendatore gateway to metaphysical realms. Through confronting both the painter's legacy and his own darkness, the protagonist achieves spiritual redemption and marital reconciliation. Third, core themes. Murakami constructs reality-bending metaphors to examine how power systems distort individuals and erase historical memory. He probes modern society's willful amnesia, why historical engagement feels exhausting in comfort-driven cultures. But historical avoidance leaves us rootless, self-alienated. Murakami advocates compassionate self-confrontation and societal awareness. Fourth, contemporary relevance. In 2017, Murakami told Mainichi Shimbun, he said, national memory must resist historical distortion through storytelling. While novelists' power is limited, narrative resistance remains vital. We must interrogate personal and collective histories to discern truth from lies. This vigilance sustains meaningful existence. Memory itself becomes purpose. Life navigates turbulent waters, but dawn awaits night voyages. That concludes our Killing the Commendatore analysis. Find key takeaways below the audio. Until tomorrow.